Here is another fanfiction. This time it's a Dragon Ball crossover. Dragon Ball Z and My Little Pony. This one is called Gohan and The Mane 6 by Future Shock. Chapter 1 The Portal. What's going on, Little Pony? And welcome to the new rewrite of Gohan and The Mane 6. In case you haven't read this fan before, this has been updated, since many of you have told me about the poor state of these chapters. So I decided to do a redux of the story and hopefully improve it greatly. But I guess only time can tell. So sit back and enjoy the new and improved story. Our story begins in Ponyville. It was a nice fall day and every pony was enjoying themselves. Rainbow Dash was working on some new aerial tricks. Piggy Pie was cheerfully bouncing around singing about friendship. Rarity was busy finishing up some grocery dresses and Applejack was doing some chores. It seemed as if every pony was enjoying the nice day in their own way, which leads us to our pony of interest. Thomas Spark was inside the Golden Oaks library, preparing to perform a new spell. Spike, would you please run me advanced teleportation / portal spells, please? She asked her drug assistant as he grabbed a ladder and searched her many bookcases. Luckily for him, Twilight kept her bookcases organized, so it would be easy to find the book in question. She had never dared to create a portal before and wanted to try it out, but she was also low unsure if she could do it or not. If she had been able to pull it out, there would be no telling what kind of things she could accomplish. She would probably also receive some fame for this feat. Only a handful of opponents were ever able to create portals. Twilight, I'm happy you're learning new spells, but what do you need me? Flash was also there helping her out. She always said no, except Twilight said it was really important. Because I need some pony here for testing, she said with an enthusiastic look on her face. And because our other friends were busy. The shy pony sighed. Okay. Well, she may have agreed she was mentally feeling the worst. The rest of her friends didn't really want to go through any portals, so they politely said no. It sounded pretty dangerous to them. Of course, the last pony expected the help would be Fluttershy, but as previously stated, she was doing it for a friend. I got it! Spike yelled as he pulled the book off of the top shelf, but he pulled too hard and fell backwards off of the ladder. A small scream escaped his mouth as Gary brought him to the ground. The two ponies walked over to Drake. Are you alright, Spike? The big man mare asked. Yeah, I'm fine, he answered while rubbing his back. The poor Alicorn then used her magic to grab the book. She then began to look through it. A smile was plastered on her face as she flipped through the first page of the book. So, do you really think you'll be able to travel to other worlds with this spell? Spike asked curiously as he stood up. The blue mare pulled a hood to her chin. Well, I'm sure once I find the spell, it won't be too hard to pull off. There was a hint of brag in her voice as she continued to look through the book. Oh, are you sure it's safe, Twilight? What if there's getting monsters on the other side? Or worse? The shy Pegasus covered her eyes and fell to her knees. She didn't know what she had gotten herself into. Relax, Fluttershy. I'm sure you'll be safe, Twilight said, trying to reassure her friend. But it was obvious that she was still a little scared. Okay. If you say so. After a few minutes of search, she finally found the spell, and was ready to cast it. Alright, Fluttershy, just stand there and the portal should open right in front of you. Twilight began casting. Her horn was surrounded by magic. She was trying really hard to cast it, it seemed like it wasn't working. The aura around her horn began to expand in size, and several grunts escaped out of her mouth. Nothing's happening, Spike deadpanned, pointing out the obvious. Maybe I won't have to go through any portals after all, the Charmander sighed in relief. While she did want to help out her friend, going on what could be a crazy adventure was a bit too much for her. Luck seemed to be on her side though, as her friend had yet to create a portal. After a few months, a purple portal had opened up inside the library. It worked! Twilight shouted with excitement as the trio watched the swirling gateway. Both the dragon and the Charmander stood there speechless. Their friend had just successfully created a portal. You did it, Twilight, her sister praised after getting over the shock. Digger Pegasus sighed. Yay. Alright, Fluttershy, enter the portal. I'll create another portal as soon as I'm ready and you can come back. The mare was just going. She just stood there shaking. Seeing that she wasn't going to go in, Spike pushed her into it. After the portal closed, he looked over and noticed the purple pony glaring at him. What? You wanted her to go in? He said a nine-row response. So, what did you see in Fluttershy anyway? He asked. Still amazed that the spell worked. I'm not sure, but luckily the new portal should lock onto Flash's position to be able to find her. I didn't know portals worked like that, Spike replied sarcastically. Now all they had to do was wait for Twilight to be able to make another. Making a portal takes a lot of magic, thus leaving the creator feeling a little drained afterwards. And seeing as how that was the first one the mayor had ever created, she used pretty much all of her magic and power. 5 months had passed since the Cell games ended the defeat of Cell, and life was returned to normal. As no really good is. Gohan, the 11-year-old boy who saved Earth from Cell. His mother, Chi-Chi, was out buying groceries, so he thought it would be a good time to train. Chi-Chi wanted her son to study, but Gohan wanted to train. It helped him feel close to his deceased father, Goku. Even though he didn't like fighting, Gohan did enjoy the aspect of training. It was not all about strength, there was some mental thinking that went into it. His father had told him many times that strength isn't everything in the fight. It is important, but if you don't know how to use it, then it's useless. I won't let you down, Dad. I'll keep trying to feign the bird just like you. Whenever Gohan trained, he would wear an outfit similar to his father's. He started out by doing several different exercises, push-ups, sit-ups, etc., and then move on to more advanced stuff. He would start out by doing his katas, going through all of them. After that, he would work on his fighting technique. Since normally by himself, he was essentially just punching and kicking nothing, but he was still training. He wasn't as serious as when he was in hyperbolic time chamber, but it was still better than nothing. Gohan had been trained for half an hour and was starting to get serious. He picked up the pace and began working out at an even faster rate. He decided to kick things up a notch by becoming a Super Saiyan. It didn't take any effort because he trained the transformation to be as normal as breathing. There were times when he thought about mastering the next level of Super Saiyan, which he dubbed Super Saiyan 2, but he would hold off a little on that. He also thought about going to Capsule Corporation to get a gravity chamber. It was what Vegeta used during his training and seemed to lead to results. But he would have to make that trip later since his mother would be home soon. Now, as a Super Saiyan, he was much faster and was fighting even quicker than before. Something else he wanted to do during the session was trying to learn some of the techniques his friends used. He had seen such a variety of moves, and there was no telling when they could come in handy. The half Saiyan put 2 fingers on his forehead and started to concentrate. Sparks flew out from his fingers as he began to charge up the attack. He remembered using this once during image training with Krillin, but he'd never tried it out afterwards, not even in battle. Special Beam! Cannon! He fired as he fired Piccolo's signature attack into the sky. As the attack finished, the Hessian smoked himself as he was able to pull it off. Rise was about to continue training when a purple portal opened up in the sky. What's that? He thought to himself, all the while preparing to fight if need be. The Saiyan dropped down to his fighting stance. Now just waiting for someone to exit the gateway. Out from the portal came a yellow pony with wings and a pink-colored mane. The portal closed behind her and she fell to the ground. Either her wings didn't work or she was too scared to fly. She lay there for a few moments, shaking in fear, confused and Saiyan. She eventually found the courage to open one of her eyes and saw some strange creatures standing several feet from her. And she immediately closed her eyes afterwards. Gohan didn't see it as a threat and powered down out Super Saiyan. He then walked towards the pony with a smile on his face. I'm Gohan. You could tell that the pony looked really scared. Didn't want to open his eyes at all. Was lucky due to being in the presence of this mysterious creature. He stretched his hand out to help the pony to his feet. Or hooves in this case. Come on. Don't be shy. The pony opened one eye again and saw how friendly the thing was. She realized that if it wanted to harm her, it could have done so already. Realizing the creature was friendly, she was not going to try and introduce herself. She could have sworn he had blonde hair, but brushed that thought aside. The haircut of the creature was little for worries at the moment. I'm Fleur, the pony started to say. The half-Saiyan looked at the pony with amazement. It could speak! Sure, he had seen some humanoid-like humans walking around, but he never had he seen a talking pony. Despite his excitement, he kept calm. The pony seemed really scared and didn't want to scare her further. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you, I promise. He waited patiently for the pony to introduce itself, but it appeared that even with his friendly approach, it was still afraid. The young Saiyan only smiled, hoping to not only put it at ease, but also encourage it to speak. It's okay. You can tell me. She looked at him and saw the big smile plus on his face, and seeing that friendly face made the mare finally start to relax. My name's Fluttershy. It's nice to meet you. She stood up on all fours and looked around, and she couldn't help but wonder where she was. Where am I? She asked as she continued to observe her surroundings. There are a bunch of trees around, and the nearby house reminded her of her cottage a little bit. Oh, oh no, this place felt like Equestria, but she had a feeling that the rest of the world wasn't the same. This is Earth, so where are you from? The Pegasus died for a moment before she realized that her home was also called Earth. I'm from Earth. At least I think it's called Earth, the chp1 answered. Wow, I never knew there was another planet called Earth out there. Was your planet like mine? It took her a bit to answer. She had never thought that there could be other planets. Twilight was also one who studied that kind of stuff, but she never really discussed it with anybody else. Mostly because he had never really shown any interest. Yes, it is, but we call it Equestria. Is everyone a pony there? Gohan was intrigued by the idea of a planet full of talking ponies. He had known of only one other planet out there with a different kind of species on it. He was sure that there were other planets like that out there too. Yes, but what are you? I mean, you're not a pony. A small chuckle escaped his mouth. He wasn't laughing at her, but the idea of himself as a pony. I'm a human. Well, half human. I'm also half Saiyan, he explained. She already knew what humans were because twice it flashed through the mirror. It was the other part that confused her. What's a Saiyan? Gohan paused before giving his answer. He was unsure if Flash would be able to handle his people's history. After a few moments, he decided to tell a story, sort of a brief version of it. The Saiyans were a race of highly skilled warriors, but their plan was destroyed by an evil space tyrant. That was a long time ago. He left out the parts about how the Saiyans killed innocent people and enslaved planets. That bit of information seemed like a bit too much for the pony to handle. Plus, he didn't want her thinking that he was a monster like other Saiyans. So they were from another planet? The alpacas asked. He nodded. My father came here as a baby. He needed to escape the planet's destruction, he explained. She was pretty confused as she didn't ask any follow-up questions. Flash was starting to feel safe with going around. She could tell that he was a nice guy. Before they could continue, tango rumble in the pony's stomach was heard, which made the young Saint chuckle lightly. He must be hungry. What kinds of things do ponies eat? He had read at least a couple books on horses, but he wasn't sure if magical talking ponies worked the same or not. Grass, hay, apples, but you don't have to feed me if you don't want to. Of course she wanted some food, but it was just in her nature to be shy. She was used to being ignored by some ponies and not getting what she wanted. Plus, she had just met him. Didn't really feel right to eat all of his food. Gohan once again laughed. You don't have to feel bad about taking some of my food. There's plenty inside. The two shared a smile as he led her into his house and grabbed some apples out their fruit basket. With the apples in hand, he proceeded to grab a plate. He sat the plate in front of his new friend and placed the fruit upon it. Wow, thanks, Gohan. You're very nice. The two of them were hitting off, but there was still some confusion on the Saiyan's end. So, how did you get here anyway? Obviously, he knew she came here via wormhole, but he was more curious as to how and why. The Pegasus took a break from eating to answer. My friend Twice Parker was practicing portal spells, and she created the portal that sent me here. Her explanation amazed him. So the ponies here know magic? No, but my friend's not able to use energy. Or ki. Flash looked at him confused. Energy? She didn't know what energy was. Part of her guessed it was similar to magic, but she wasn't entirely sure. He nodded. It's kind of like magic, except a bit different, Gohan explained, only to receive a blank stare. He then thought it would be easy to show her, so he held out his palms. Moments later, a big ball of light appeared within it. He noticed the look of amazement on Flash's face as he opened a window and threw the ball into the air. As soon as it was high enough in the sky, he closed his hand, causing it to explode in a flash of light. Once the light settled, he returned his focus towards his new friend. That's just one thing I can do with my energy. It took a few seconds to snap out for days. That was also as impressive as a sonic rain boom. Wow, that was amazing. I guess that is kind of like magic. They both shared a small laugh. After that, the pink maned mare resumed eating the fruit given to her. She finished the last apple on the plate for a few moments later. Do you want anything else to eat, Flash Shy? She shook her head no. No, thank you. I'm actually pretty full. So how long are you going to be here? Gohan asked, hoping she would be staying for a while. He thought she was very nice and polite, and just seemed like an all-round good friend. So it only made sense that he wanted to spend more time with her. I'm not sure. Twice said she would need some time before she can make another portal, she explained. Well, until then you can stay with me. I'm sure my mom won't mind. He received a small smile in response. During the waiting period, they decided to start telling stories about their many adventures. Seeing as how the two were from completely different worlds, it only makes sense that they would want to get to know one another. Wow, that sounds like a meanie. That was another thing they both had in common. They both would get angry if their friends were hurt or in danger. The half-singer nodded. Yeah, he enjoyed causing pain and tormenting the people of this planet. He was a monster, and if I hadn't stopped him, I'm sure he would have hurt more people. He was getting angry at what Sad did, such could have done if he was still alive. It reminds me of Discord. He didn't kill, but he created chaos. He tried to drive me and my friends apart and rule Equestria. I'm just happy we were able to beat him and that he reformed. While listening to her story, Gohan was partially thinking about Cell, and in his rage he started powering up. The ground started to shake, and she could feel gusts of wind blowing against her. Moments later, his hair changed from black to gold. His eyes became teal, and a gold flame surrounded his body. As Gohan clenched his fist, he looked over and noticed his new friend was covering her face in fear. He quickly realized his anger took control for a second, so he calmed down, letting his Super Saiyan strength fade, and make his hair and eyes return to normal. His aura vanished, and so too did the shake in the wind. I'm sorry, Fluttershy. I didn't mean to scare you like that. Fluttershy's shaking started slowing down. What happened to you? I transformed to Super Saiyan. My power, speed, strength, and natural abilities increased greatly. It's a special kind of power that only Saiyans can achieve, he explained. He then caught sight of 3 butterflies on her flank. He noticed that she was still kind of scared, so he figured that it was a great way to change the subject. Hey, what's with those butterflies? Is that a tattoo? Her fear instantly ceased, and she giggled before giving an answer. No, it's my cutie mark. Every opponent gets one and represents our special talents. So what does yours mean? He asked. It means I'm good with animals, she explained, which put a smile on her new friend's face. After that explanation, the door opened, and a woman walked through the door holding bags of groceries. Gohan, I'm home. Would you help bring in groceries? As soon as she walked in the house, she noticed a yellow pony at her table. Who's your friend, Gohan? She asked, a look of shock on her face as she did so. Mom, this is my new friend Fluttershy. Fluttershy is my mother, Chi-Chi. Hello. It's nice to meet you. Your son is very nice, the maid greeted. Chi-Chi nearly fainted when she heard the pony speak. It can talk? Well, she might have gotten used to seeing animals talk. This was the first time she came across a talking pony. Yeah, she's from Equestria. It's a planet like ours, but full of magical talking ponies. Chi-Chi looked from the pony and then back to her son. I see. Her brain was still trying to process all of this. So, how long is she here for? Until her friend makes another portal back to her world, her son told her. At first she was shocked, but she soon calmed down. The idea of a talking pony seemed better than some kind of monster or alien. Well, she's willing to stay as long as she wants to. Thank you, Chi-Chi, she said. With the introduction out of the way, he went outside and helped his mother bring in the remaining groceries. And thanks to him, helping it only took one trip. Thank you, Gohan. And why don't you go spend some time with your new friend before she has to leave? A big smile appeared on his face. Thanks, Mom, he stated as he and the pony ran outside. Once they were outside, the half-singer turned towards the mayor. So what do you want to do, Fluttershy? I can show you around the planet if you want. She only wanted to stay with Gohan. She had no interest in exploring his world. Well, she was curious, but also a little afraid. No thanks, I'd much rather just stay here. If that's okay with you, she asked shyly. Sure, he told her. So how about I show you some more of my abilities? Okay. He smiled and then smirked. Considering she had wings, Gohan could only assume she could fly. So he figured that he would show her that he too could fly. He stood in place for a few moments. Then a white aura erupted and covered his entire body. He glanced over the nose for a wide-eyed expression. If she thought that was impressive, then she was in for a real treat. The half-singer then slowly started rising off the ground, shocking her even further. He then began soaring through the air, doing all kinds of aerial acrobatics. The chp1 looked on in amazement. Her new friend was flying. To make matters better, he was really fast. It was hard for her eyes to keep track of him. Wow, you're just as fast as my friend Rainbow Dash. Maybe even faster, she complimented herself as he came from landing. But how can you fly without wings? As he touched down the grassy field, he turned towards her. I manipulated the chi inside of me to propel myself in the air, he explained. So could any pony do it? I'm sure if they tried hard enough and practiced a lot, they could. Although she was having fun, she was still wondering when the portal would appear. It wasn't that she wanted to leave. In fact, she was told that it would take even longer to get home. Unfortunately, all good things had to end. And just like that, the same purple portal appeared on the ground in front of her. The pony glanced over the way home and sighed. Well, I guess I should be going, she said as Chi-Chi came outside, having heard the portal open up. It was nice meeting you two. She waved goodbye to them. It was nice to meet you too, Fluttershy. Chi-Chi waved back. Before the yellow mare walked in the portal, she noticed a sad expression on Hefstein's face. What's wrong, Gohan? She asked. I want to go with you, he yelled, shoving the other two. What do you mean, go with me? I want to visit Crush and meet all your friends. Spend more time with you, he explained, making the Pegasus smile. He turned towards his mother. Gonna go with her, Mom? Please? He was a little sure if his mother would agree, considering how strict she could be sometimes. Well, you have been studying hard, and you did save the world. Alright, you can go, but I want you to do some studying while you're there. And please don't be gone for too long, okay? Gon was actually a little shocked. He didn't think his mom would have let him go. Despite his shock, he decided it was best not to question it. Wow, you're the best mom ever. Ray never gave his mom a big hug. Just trying to get into any trouble, Chi-Chi smirked. I won't, I promise. He nodded before entering the wormhole, with the sharp point entering shortly thereafter. Please come back soon, Chi-Chi thought to herself as she walked back to her house. It was going to be lonely by herself, but she would manage. This won't be the first time both her husband got some gone for a while. A small sigh escaped her mouth as she entered her home. This is the first chapter of the rewrite, and I plan on doing the same with the other chapters. I will also remove certain chapters if I find it necessary, as well as add new chapters too. I am working on other fanfics too, so don't expect regular updates, but there will be some. It should be exciting, so stay tuned for more updates and peace out.